Okay, so we're going to start the main unit, and we're going to do exercise 1. Our formula is on the right for electrostatic force, so I'm going to put that right here. Left is just the gravity formula. Just a reminder, it's the same kind of formula, so if you remember gravity unit, piece of cake, right? Alright, so when sugar is poured from the box into a cereal bowl, the rubbing of the sugar gains... the rubbing of the sugar grains creates a static electric charge that repels grains, causing the sugar to go flying out in all directions. If each of the two sugar grains acquires a charge of 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11 coulombs at a separation of 8.0 times 10 to the minus 5 meters, what force will they repel each other? Okay, so step 1, we always want to write our formula. I know it's here, but we're going to write it anyways. Force, electrostatic force equals electrostatic constant times the charge of one times the charge of the other over distance squared. Next, we are going to write out what we have over to the left. So remember, two grains acquire a charge of this. So this is our charge equals 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11. Both grains acquire that charge, okay? So we're going to write charge 1, charge 2, 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11. Because remember, it said two grains acquire a charge of this, okay? Separation of this, what does that mean? Separation, distance, okay? So distance equals 8.0 times 10 to the minus 5 meters. Okay, coulombs. That means it's very small, which makes sense because they're grains of cereal and they're probably pretty close together. We don't need K because K is just the constant, right? So that's always going to be the same. As an FYI, if you need to know the constant, you know I'm going to write it anyways, but just go back and just look. So you know K is here. Here's our constant, right? I think they rounded it. I'm not going to round it in my answer, but if you want to round it, that's fine. All right. So next thing we want to do is plug everything in. Something to note that they said, hey, it's poured, blah, 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 blah. They create a charge that repels the grains. The grains were repelled from each other. So that means they both had the same charge, okay? Whether positive or negative, they had the same charge. That's why they repelled. They wanted to get away from each other. All right, so force equals, we're going to write our electrostatic constant, 8.99 times 10 to the 9th power. Close that, and let's make sure. Let's see what they did. So times 10 to the 9th. Cool, we're good, right? So we're going to come back. Sorry for the flipping. Times the charge of 1. 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11. 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11. Right? Which is this charge. They both had the same charge. What you could do here is if you want to get advanced, you could just put a square sign here because it's the same thing, right? I'm going to write it out. So 3.0 times 10 to the minus 11 over. So this is our K, Q1, Q2. It's the same because they had the same charges. And the distance was 8.0 times 10 to the minus 5. Awesome. Squared. There we go. So that's it. Plug it in the calculator. Make sure you guys are putting parentheses around everything. Hopefully you should get an answer that looks like 0.001264. Remember, it is a force, so our units will be newtons. And there you go. Right? That's the answer. Again, remember, just about every one of these exercises, they're going to give you everything but one. So one of them, the next one, maybe they give you the force, but they don't give you the distance. Or they give you the force, but they don't give you the charge of one of them, right? So just keep that in mind, okay? There you go. If you guys have any questions, let me know.